the joyful sounds of "Hey, hey, hey," and Rerun's infectious dance moves once filled television screens across America, bringing families together around the beloved sitcom What's Happening? Yet behind the scenes of this groundbreaking show about three teenage friends navigating life in Watts, a heartbreaking pattern would emerge. Within just over 2 decades, 5 cast members who brought such warmth and humor to our living rooms would be gone. Some dying tragically young, others after prolonged suffering. Their deaths would span from 1983 to 2003, leaving fans mourning not just the loss of talented performers, but cherished pieces of their own childhood memories. Mabel King. Mabel King brought wisdom, strength, and unconditional love to her role as Mabel "Mama" Thomas, the beloved matriarch of the Thomas family on What's Happening. Her character served as the heart of the show from 1976 to 1978, delivering discipline with love and guidance, with warmth, while raising her 2 children as a single mother in Watts. Mama Thomas became one of television's most memorable mothers, representing the strength and resilience of countless real mothers who worked tirelessly to keep their families together during difficult times. Born Mabel Elizabeth Washington on Christmas Day, 1932, in Charleston, South Carolina, King didn't discover acting until she reached her mid-30s, which was unusual for performers of her era. She began her entertainment career as a gospel and nightclub singer in Harlem, New York, where her powerful voice and commanding stage presence caught the attention of Broadway producers who recognized her natural talent for performance. King made her biggest mark on Broadway when she originated the role of Eveline, the Wicked Witch of the West, in the groundbreaking all-African-American musical The Wiz in 1975. Her portrayal was so memorable and powerful that she earned a Tony nomination for Outstanding Featured Actress in a Musical, and when the show was adapted into a film in 1978, she reprised the role alongside Diana Ross and Michael Jackson. This success led to other notable film roles, including playing Steve Martin's adoptive mother in the comedy The Jerk in 1979. However, King's later years were marked by a series of devastating health problems that began when diabetes started attacking her body. In 1986, doctors were forced to amputate one of her toes due to complications from the disease, and this was only the beginning of a cruel progression that would continue for years. She suffered a major stroke in 1990 that left her partially paralyzed, and then diabetes claimed her left leg in 1991, followed by her right leg in 1994, and eventually one of her arms as well. King's personal tragedies deepened when her only son Larry died in 1996 from cirrhosis, caused by his struggles with drug addiction. Friends and family members said this loss completely broke her spirit, and she seemed to lose much of her will to continue fighting her own health battles. Despite benefit concerts organized by friends to help with her mounting medical expenses, King spent her final years struggling both financially and physically. On November 9, 1999, Mabel King died at Kaiser Foundation Hospital at the age of 66, her body finally unable to continue the fight against diabetes complications that had tormented her for more than a decade. Her death marked the end of a remarkable career that brought joy and inspiration to millions of viewers who saw themselves reflected in Mama Thomas's strength and love. Shirley Hemphill. Shirley Hemphill brought Rob's Place to life as the wisecracking waitress Shirley Wilson, who could deliver a comeback faster than she could serve a burger on What's Happening? Her character became the perfect foil to the 3 teenage boys, dishing out both food and reality checks with equal enthusiasm, while her natural comedic timing and sharp wit made her scenes some of the most quotable moments in the show's history. Shirley Wilson represented the working-class woman who used humor as both a shield and a weapon, creating a character that resonated with audiences who saw themselves in her struggles and her strength. Born Shirley Ann Hemphill on July 1, 1947, in Asheville, North Carolina, she initially pursued a completely different path by studying physical education at Morristown College on an athletics scholarship. After graduation, she returned to her hometown to work in a nylon manufacturing plant. But her dreams extended far beyond factory work, and she began performing stand-up comedy routines in her spare time to explore her natural gift for making people laugh. Hemphill's big break came when she sent a cassette tape of her comedy material to established comedian Flip Wilson, who was so impressed with her talent that he responded by sending her a tape recorder and a dozen roses, along with encouragement to pursue her dreams professionally. This validation gave her the confidence to move to Los Angeles in 1973, where she worked the comedy club circuit at venues like the Comedy Store and the Laugh Factory, while developing her unique comedic voice and stage presence. Her television career began when casting agent Joan Murray noticed her performances and cast her in guest roles on popular shows like Good Times and All's Fair in the mid-1970s. Norman Lear, the legendary producer behind many groundbreaking sitcoms, was so impressed with her work that he offered her own spin-off series. But Hemphill made the decision to turn down this opportunity to audition for What's Happening? Instead, a choice that would define her career and make her a household name. After What's Happening ended in 1979, Hemphill starred in her own sitcom called One in a Million in 1980, where she played a taxi driver who inherits a large corporation. But the show lasted only one season despite her strong performance. She returned to her beloved character Shirley Wilson for the revival series What's Happening Now? From 1985 to 1988, and continued working in television with guest appearances on shows like Martin and The Wayans Brothers throughout the 1990s. On December 10, 1999, just 1 month after her co-star Mabel King's death, Shirley Hemphill was found dead in her West Covina, California home at the age of 52. Her gardener discovered her body lying on the bedroom floor after looking through a window when she failed to answer the door, and the coroner determined that she had died from kidney failure. The tragic reality that this beloved performer, who brought so much laughter to others, spent her final moments alone in her home, serves as a reminder of how fleeting fame can be. Fred Berry. Fred Berry transformed what could have been a simple sidekick role into the breakout character of What's Happening? With his portrayal of Freddie Rerun Stubbs, the lovable teenager whose red beret, suspenders, and incredible dance moves made him instantly recognizable to audiences across America. Rerun's infectious personality and Berry's natural comedic gifts turned him into the show's most popular character and made "Hey, hey, hey" a catchphrase that defined a generation, while his signature dance moves became iconic moments that fans still remember decades later. Born Fred Allen Berry on March 19, 1951, in St. Louis, Missouri, Berry grew up in inner-city housing projects with dreams of becoming a professional dancer and entertainer that seemed almost impossible given his circumstances. He moved to Los Angeles as a teenager and became a founding member of the Lockers, a pioneering street dance troupe that helped popularize what would later be known as breakdancing and brought urban dance culture to mainstream television audiences for the first time. The Lockers appeared on popular shows like Soul Train and even performed on the third episode of Saturday Night Live in 1975, showcasing Berry's remarkable dancing abilities to national audiences and establishing him as a legitimate performer before he ever stepped foot on a sitcom set. His dance background made him perfect for the role of Rerun when What's Happening began in 1976, and the character's signature dance moves were actually Berry's own choreography that he brought from his street dancing experience. Berry's success with What's Happening led to the sequel series What's Happening Now? In 1985, where he returned to reprise his beloved character, though he was fired after the first season due to salary disputes when he demanded more money than his co-stars were receiving. Behind the scenes, Barry struggled with the pressures of fame and the constant weight-related humor that was part of his character's appeal, which took a serious toll on his mental health and self-esteem. In a 1996 interview with People magazine, Barry revealed the dark side of his success when he admitted that "I was a millionaire by the time I was 29. But then, the stress of success got to me. The fat jokes got to me. And I got heavily into drugs and alcohol." He explained that he had been experimenting with substances since his teenage years, and his newfound wealth only enabled his destructive habits, while the constant ridicule about his weight pushed him deeper into addiction. Barry's personal life was equally turbulent, as he married 6 times to 4 different women, and he struggled with diabetes and serious weight issues throughout his later years before eventually losing over 100 pounds while battling his various addictions. He found religion in the mid-1980s and became a Baptist minister in Madison, Alabama, but his health problems continued to mount, despite his efforts to turn his life around. On October 21, 2003, Fred Barry was found dead at his Los Angeles home, where he had been recovering from a recent stroke that had already weakened his body significantly. He was only 52 years old when he died, and the coroner listed natural causes as the official cause of death, bringing an end to a life that had brought joy to millions while privately battling demons that fame and success could not cure. Thalmus Rasulullah. Thalmus Rasulullah brought depth and complexity to his recurring role as Bill Thomas, the estranged father of Raj and Dee on What's Happening, who struggled with his responsibilities as a parent while trying to reconnect with the family he had abandoned. His portrayal of Bill Thomas showed both the flaws and the humanity of a man trying to make amends for his past mistakes, adding emotional weight to the show's family dynamics and representing the reality that many single-parent households faced when absent fathers attempted to return to their children's lives. Born Jack Crowder on November 15, 1939, in Miami, Florida, Rasulullah was a college graduate from the University of Redlands who initially pursued theater in New York during the 1960s before making the transition to television and film work. He appeared on Broadway under his birth name, Jack Crowder, playing Cornelius Hackle in the all-black cast production of Hello, Dolly, starring Pearl Bailey and Cab Calloway, and the show was such a success that it was even recorded for a best-selling cast album that featured his singing voice. Rasulullah changed his name when he converted to Islam, choosing Thalmus, which means to bloom in Greek, and Rasulullah, which means messenger of Allah in Arabic, reflecting his spiritual transformation and commitment to his new faith. He became a prominent figure in the blaxploitation film movement of the 1970s, starring in notable films like Blackula in 1972, Cool Breeze in 1973-1972, and Willie Dynamite in 1974, where his commanding presence and deep voice made him a sought-after actor for both leading and supporting roles. Throughout the 1970s and 80s, Rasulullah made numerous television appearances on popular shows, including All in the Family, Sanford and Son, Good Times, The Jeffersons, and Star Trek: The Next Generation, demonstrating his versatility as an actor who could move seamlessly between drama and comedy. He also played a significant role in the groundbreaking miniseries Roots as Omoro, the father of Kunta Kinte, cementing his place in television history and showcasing his ability to bring dignity and strength to paternal roles. In a tragic and ironic twist, Rasulullah had appeared on Sanford and Son as a character advocating for heart disease awareness among African Americans, warning viewers about the dangers of heart attacks in the Black community while playing a man collecting donations for heart attack prevention and delivering a message that would prove prophetic for his own life. His film career continued into the late 80s and early 90s with roles in New Jack City and Above the Law, proving his staying power in an industry known for its fickleness. On October 9, 1991, Thalmus Rasulullah died of a massive heart attack in Albuquerque, New Mexico, at the age of 51, just 2 days before actor Redd Foxx, his co-star from Sanford and Son, also died of a heart attack. He was survived by his wife Sherlyn Mozingo, whom he had married in 1984, and their 4 children, leaving behind a body of work that showcased his versatility and talent across multiple decades of entertainment. Theodore Wilson. Theodore Wilson made memorable appearances throughout What's Happening?, playing 3 different characters, most notably the bootlegger Al Dunbar in the famous 2-part episode where he forces Rerun to illegally record a Doobie Brothers concert at Jefferson High School. Wilson's ability to bring distinct personalities to each role showcased his versatility as a character actor and made his appearances some of the most entertaining moments in the series, demonstrating how skilled supporting actors could elevate storylines and create lasting memories for viewers even with limited screen time. Born Theodore Roosevelt Wilson on December 10, 1943, in Harlem, New York. Wilson initially studied music at Florida A&M University before switching his focus to drama and theater, showing an early commitment to the performing arts that would serve him well throughout his career. After returning to New York, he joined the prestigious Negro Ensemble Company and worked with the Arena Stage Repertory, honing his craft in serious dramatic productions before eventually moving to Los Angeles in 1971 to pursue television and film opportunities in the expanding entertainment industry. Wilson quickly established himself as a reliable character actor in the emerging world of blaxploitation films, making his debut in Cotton Comes to Harlem in 1970 alongside future Sanford and Son star Redd Foxx, which helped launch his career in both films and television. He became known for his recurring television roles, particularly as Earl the Postman on That's My Mama and Sweet Daddy Williams on Good Times, where his street-smart characters brought both humor and authenticity to their respective shows, while demonstrating his range as a performer. In 1976, Wilson signed with Tandem Productions, the company owned by television legends Bud Yorkin and Norman Lear, which produced many of the most popular sitcoms of the decade and gave him access to some of the best writing and production teams in the business. This contract led to guest appearances on numerous hit series including All in the Family, Sanford and Son, The Jeffersons, and of course, What's Happening?, where his work demonstrated his ability to seamlessly move between comedy and drama while bringing depth to supporting characters. Wilson's career expanded beyond television into films during the 1980s, with roles in movies like The Hunter, A Fine Mess, and That's Life. And he also continued his television work with appearances on The Golden Girls, Family Matters, Tales from the Crypt, and Quantum Leap, proving his staying power in an industry known for its fickleness toward character actors. He had undergone open-heart surgery several years before his death, indicating ongoing health problems that he kept private while continuing to work and support his family. Wilson was married to actress Joan Pringle, his co-star from That's My Mama, and they had 2 children together, creating a stable family life despite the uncertainties of an acting career. On July 21, 1991, Theodore Wilson died from complications related to a stroke at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles at the age of 47, making him one of the youngest actors from the What's Happening universe to pass away, and cutting short the career of a talented performer who had successfully built a reputation as one of television's most dependable character actors.